Hi everyone, welcome back. Tonight I'm going to show you a little behind the curtains work. I'm going to do a self-portrait, and this actually will be the last drawing in week 12, I think. So you'll get to see how I approach a self-portrait. So let's get started. So I have a mirror in front of me, and I'm just going to be looking into the mirror and drawing myself. So typically, I start from the top, just roughly drawing the shape of my head. Just put in the landmarks a bit, the eyebrows. And I know from the Loomis method of drawing a head, if you just form a rough circle, the halfway point are the eyebrows, and the bottom of that circle is the nose, so I could use that as a measurement. And then half of that circle is the chin. I find that when I draw my face using this method, there's a bit of massaging that goes into this method, so I'll just loosely indicate where my chin is, but that area might slide up and down. So let's continue. The reason why I like, or if you've seen some of my past weekly sketch tours, I do quite a bit of self-portrait drawings, and there are two main reasons why I do that. The first being is that I'm the only live model available to myself, so I find that sketching live versus sketching a photo has a different, I approach it with a different mindset. In a photo, everything's clear. From the ears to the eyebrows to the chin to the head, everything is of equal value. But when I'm drawing from life, you get to see what's more important and what recedes into the background. And I like that. I like that type of different levels of focus. And then I could apply those different levels of interest into my drawing. And I can interpret my face in real time and decide what's important to me at that moment. And the second reason why I like drawing myself is that it's a great diary, a journal of how I'm aging. As I get older, I realize that time's really important, and I like capturing a moment in time, how I am, how I look during that period. And, you know, when I'm 70 years old, which is about 20 years from now, I could look back to these sketches and say, oh, I looked pretty young for a 50-year-old. So I like that type of journaling that happens when I'm drawing a sketchbook self-portrait. As well, it reminds me of Rembrandt, who did so many self-portrait paintings of himself, and I like the progression. I like how he captured himself aging over time. And that's what I'm trying to do with these self-portraits. It's just capture a moment in time. And also, I think the third reason why I like doing self-portraits is that I'm familiar with my face. And each self-portrait I do, it's not perfect, but each successive one I do, I try to perfect what I messed up on the last one. And ultimately, I think, through this practice, I'll be able to sketch myself without looking into a mirror, because I know my face so well through drawing it so many times. Lately, I've introduced colored pens. Bic produces these great, I'm sure you've seen them, great multicolored pens. Each pen has 4 different colors. And fortunately, I was able to find this one, which is a bit more rare. I couldn't pick this one up at my local Staples or Home Depot, or sorry, Staples office supply shop. So I had to order this online, and it gives me yellow, orange, purple, and pink. So that really helps me achieve skin tones. And hopefully I'll show you how I approach skin tones with colored pens tonight. The other reason why I tend to draw myself a lot is that I have this pressure to really achieve a likeness of my sitter if I'm not sketching myself. So if I were to sketch a friend, I'd have this great pressure upon myself to make it look like them. When I'm sketching myself, I also have that pressure present, but it's not as great. Not as great to achieve that likeness, because I could just go to the next page and redraw myself. I'm very conscious of my sitters' times and what they're giving to me. And so I think that's part of what contributes to that pressure to get a likeness. I remember hearing an artist referencing how to or when to draw glasses. I'm currently wearing glasses right now as I draw myself. And this particular artist said, you always put glasses on last, right? You know, in the morning, you wash your face, you brush your teeth without glasses on, at least I do, and then you put your glasses on. And that's the order that you should draw glasses. You know, like you draw your features in first, and then you put the glasses on last, because that's the last thing that you put on in real life. And that made a lot of sense to me. So ever since I've been drawing people who wear glasses, I've been doing that. I've been drawing in their features, and then the last detail, or one of the last details, is are the glasses. And that just makes a lot of sense to me. And I've kind of stuck to that rule, I guess you'd call it, ever since I heard that. So that's about there. So I think tonight's self-portrait, I have these earphones on, but I don't think that's going to be the focus. I have a tendency to really draw every aspect in equal detail. But tonight I'm going to try to just focus on my main features, my eyes, my nose, my mouth, and everything will just be secondary to those elements. And so I'll just loosely block those things in, and hopefully it'll add some intrigue or some concentration into the center of my face. And I think why I've always in the past drawn things with equal weight is that I usually draw it from photo, which takes a picture of a scene and gives it equal weight to every element within that scene. And it's just sort of sunk into my subconscious to do that. But I'm trying to break away from that and add areas of interest to the areas that I want it to have interest, and other areas will just be suggestions, perhaps. So I'm using colored pen tonight, like I said earlier. And when I started using colored pen and trying to achieve skin tone, when I'm painting, it's cadmium yellow with cad red, white, bit of brown or blue to sort of bring it down a bit. And I tried using that same formula with this pen, but I found that it didn't work too well. And just using an orange worked fine. Again, using color with pen and in oils, it's all relative. So I'm just going to quickly go over my face, quick strokes of orange. And right now, as I'm applying orange, I'm not heavy-handed with it. I just want coverage with it. Again, I'm not too concerned about coloring in the glasses just yet, because again, like drawing, when I'm coloring, it's going to be the last thing I'm going to be coloring in. So when I'm doing a dark area like the eyes, the pupils, I'll start in with a red and then cover up with the darker color. Again, the first application, first pass of the red is really light-handed. I want that to come through when I put the green on top to get that brown. And when I apply the green, it's really light-handed as well. So like I said earlier, my main focus will be on the features. So I'm just roughly coloring the hairline, the receding hairline. I see a bit of red on the tip of my nose, so I'll put some red in. I see a bit of pink in my cheek, so let's introduce some pink into the face. Again, everything's all relative. When I put down a pink, I think it's too much. I'll try balancing it off with a bit of blue. Again, the application of this pink, very light-handed. Okay, here we go. That is the final drawing there. Here's the comparison shot. I think it turned out really well. I like using colored ballpoint pen for sure, and you'll see that in future sketchbook tours. You'll see a lot of incorporation of colored pens into my future drawings. It adds a certain glow to the final drawing, I think. So if you liked what you saw, please hit the like button below. If you have any questions or about what I was thinking or how I did something, please leave it in the comment section below. For now, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.